Welcome to this resource investigation. Right off the bat, I am going to expose the water rent trap you are completely caught in right now and reveal your ultimate escape hatch, the $50 smart water box. If you think your monthly utility bill is just, a normal, unavoidable part of life, you've been entirely misled. As an investigative researcher, I'm looking at the data, and it says you are currently paying rent for a life essential resource you should already own outright. Just look at the contrast here. On one side, we have the reality for most folks. You're essentially a tenant to a billion-dollar monopoly. And the crazy part, that monopoly's infrastructure is literally snapping under its own weight. On the flip side, we have the alternative, owning a private, completely independent asset that generates 40 gallons of pure water every single day. You're basically choosing between being chained to a massive liability or investing in a real asset. Look, we're about to dive into some hard financial data and lab results that utility companies actively try to keep hidden from the public. So if you want to actually own your supply instead of just renting it, hit that like button and subscribe for more independence hacks. Seriously, it's the only way to make sure you don't miss out on our upcoming tech breakdowns designed to completely untether you from these failing systems. All right, Section 1, Auditing the Aging Grid and the Hidden Data Utilities Hide. We're initiating a full liability audit of our national water infrastructure today. Just like we'd peel back the financial accounts of a failing business empire, we've got to look objectively at what we're actually paying for every single month. Get a load of this number, 160 years. That's right, most municipal water lines were laid down over a century ago. What does that mean for you? Well, it means they are actively corroding from the inside out. So while utility companies are hiking up your rates year after year, they're pushing your drinking water through miles of decaying pipes, delivering a product that's getting increasingly contaminated with lead and forever chemicals. You are literally paying top dollar for a compromised product. And honestly, here's the absolute chilling reality of relying on this aging grid. If this system fails, and trust me, it is facing billions in repair costs that are being passed directly to you, you are exactly 3 days away from a total crisis. Relying on the tap isn't just a massive health risk anymore. It's a completely terrible financial investment. You're throwing money at a system that's in terminal decline. Moving on to Section 2, Asset versus Liability. It's time to stop paying for a failing investment. In the finance world, the rule is pretty straightforward, right? An asset puts money in your pocket, while a liability takes it out. Well, your current water bill is a pure, unending liability. But by utilizing what the source material calls influencer science, which is essentially adapting and niche-bending industrial technology for personal use, we can totally flip this into a wealth-retaining private asset. So what's the core technology behind this tech breakdown? It's called atmospheric condensation, and it's the absolute engine of the smart water box. The best part? It doesn't require a $1 million well, and it completely bypasses those gross city pipes. The science is remarkably simple. The air around you is literally an infinite reservoir. This tech pulls moisture directly from the air, even in bone-dry 10% desert humidity. No joke, it literally turns your backyard into your own private water plant. Okay, Section 3, Smart Water Box Breakdown, the Lego-style blueprint. Now, you might hear a term like atmospheric condensation and immediately think you need a fancy engineering degree or some massive industrial budget. You absolutely don't. This entire thing is designed as a simple DIY Lego-style blueprint that puts the power squarely back in your hands. The absolute crucial point here is how incredibly accessible this is. Step 1, you just source basic parts from your local hardware store. The total cost? We're talking just $50 to $200. Step 2, you follow the super simple assembly of the condensation trap. And Step 3, you start generating up to 40 gallons of pure H2O daily. Because this water's literally pulled from the air, it has never, ever touched an aging municipal lead pipe. It's clean, it's private, and most importantly, it's yours. Section 4, the lab evidence, looking for radical transparency in water quality. All right, guys, it is time for our first official evidence moment of this investigation. As a researcher, I do not deal in hypotheticals. I deal in hard data. We really need to look directly at the lab results and the financial cost to debt comparisons to evaluate exactly why this tech breakdown is such a game changer. So research actually shows that 78.8% of you trust a recommendation way more when there is radical transparency. And you know what? I completely agree. While the big utilities are out there actively hiding their data, we are going to expose the data provided by our source. Let's look at exactly what happens when the output of this $50 DIY asset is tested head-to-head against the established monopolies. This right here brilliantly illustrates the reality of the situation based directly on the source's data. Just look at this cost to debt and purity comparison. Tap water, it gives you lead and runoff, all while acting as a massive high debt liability. Now, premium bottled brands do offer lower contaminants, but they are incredibly expensive. It's essentially just a much pricier form of water rent. But the DIY air water, when the source materials submitted this for lab testing, the results came back showing zero lead and zero industrial runoff. It completely outperforms those premium bottle brands. And because it's a private asset, it literally pays for itself in just a few short months through the money you save on utility and grocery bills. Section 5. The Independence Blueprint, your financial escape hatch. Listen, the Smart Water Box isn't just some clever survival tool you stash away for emergencies. It is a highly calculated financial move. It's the ultimate point B, moving you and your family away from a state of total dependency on a super fragile grid and into a state of absolute, undeniable water ownership. Taking back your independence requires the right blueprint, and the official Smart Water Box Guide provides exactly that. Plus, right now, the Sources bundle actually includes some really critical free bonuses, an off-grid power guide, and a survival seed bank secret. The end results of all this? Total water independence. You get to secure your family's life support completely outside of the failing system, and you permanently stop being a victim to those ridiculous utility price hikes. Now, I really don't know how long they're going to keep this specific bundle active or when those bonuses might just get pulled down. So if you're tired of being a tenant to a failing system and you want to investigate this for yourself, check the link in the description below. Go grab the full $50 blueprint and see if this bundle is still available. I want to leave you with this final thought as we wrap up this resource investigation. Every single month that you pay that water bill, you are investing in a 160-year-old pipe that is heavily prone to contamination, and it's just draining your wallet. So I have to ask you, will you remain a tenant to a failing, snapping system, or will you use this escape hatch to finally own your future? The choice and the blueprint is now yours.